And if I'm the only one, then so be it. But I'm willing to bet I'm not.
Hey, what's up everybody? RadX here, the one from 72, the Ultra Neutral, and today we're going to be doing a 12-minute video on Captain America, the Winter Soldier. And this is not going to be like the other ones that you've seen on the Winter Soldier that I've done before. This is actually going to go into extreme depth and detail and show you the proof that the Winter Soldier is 100% connected to the year 1972. In fact, I was going to play a bunch of clips from the movie that came out in the year 1972 that was called The Winter Soldier, but there's just not going to be enough room on this 12-minute video, so I'm going to be releasing another 12-minute video about The Winter Soldier. If you can stomach the stuff that is said in that interview from The Winter Soldier that was done in the year 1972. It was at the height of the Vietnam War. It was about a bunch of vets that came back from Vietnam, and they talk about the war crimes that were done during the war when it was going on. So it was a major, I cannot emphasize how important that movie, The Winter Soldier, the documentary of these soldiers, and it's hard to listen to. I mean, you have to be a psychopath to sit there and enjoy listening to what they're saying. And if you have no humanity at all, then you really truly just will not, it won't shake you at all. But for the rest of you who do have some humanity in you, those of you who have some empathy, who can understand the pain that not only were some of the soldiers going through, but the pain that was inflicted on the Vietnamese. And that came from the movie The Winter Soldier in the year 1972. Literally, the movie is connected to 1972. Even, like I said, just the name The Winter Soldier is connected to 1972. So we're going to take a look. We're talking only 2 minutes into the film. They bring up the year 1972, and he says the only thing you need to know about that you missed is Trouble Man.
Marvin Gaye, 1972 Trouble Man soundtrack. Everything you missed, jammed into one album.
I'll put it on the list.
You know, I mean, like, the guy has been frozen, and by the way, that's also cryogenics, right? So 1972 was when Alcor was founded, which was the leading cryogenics in the world, okay? And so you got Captain America, the Winter Soldier. He's also in a cryonics. He's also, and they, in fact, they even say it in the movie about bringing him back. He just got out of cryonics. They don't want to put him through this strenuous mind wipe again.
You are to be the new fist of Hydra. Put him on ice.
He's been out of cryo freeze too long.
Then wipe him and start over.
Because he just got a cryonics, and if you've been paying attention to my videos for a while, you would know the theory that I had last year that it was a good possibility that we're in a simulation. A bunch of people are in cryonics, and actually 172 people are in cryonics. Our minds are in a simulated state, which that would make sense because of MK Ultra. And don't think that the CIA is not watching and paying attention to what I'm doing, because I know for a fact that it said on the Wikipedia page and other sources that in the year 1972 is when they defunded, which meant ended, MK Ultra program, and now it's changed. In fact, when you go into the Wikipedia page on MK Ultra, you see now 1971 and 1973. It's as if they erased anything that has to do with 1972. And even the whole thing with Hydra. There was a movie from Germany called Hydra in 1972.
Ja, es hat geklappt. Achtung!
I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. It was a German movie called Hydra. And then what do you have? Captain America, and you have, you know, cryonics. You have this whole thing with MK Ultra. You have the talking about the Trouble Man 1972 soundtrack. And then you have a movie that was made called Winter Soldier in 1972. About what and I already explained that. And you also had another movie that came out in 1972 that was called Hydra, and it was a German movie. It gets to be overwhelming, all the evidence. And then in this movie, they turn Captain America into the villain, the enemy of the state, right? He becomes the enemy of the state.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
So it's, you know, which is SHIELD, which you can pretty much take the FBI, CIA, the DOD, and you can put it all together, and that's SHIELD. That's really what SHIELD represents. It represents all of those agencies, if you did not figure that out by now by watching the Marvel movies. It's all of the agencies wrapped up in one. It's called SHIELD.
With all due respect, if SHIELD is conducting a manhunt for Captain America, we deserve to know why.
As difficult as this is to accept, Captain America is a fugitive from S.H.I.E.L.D.
They turn Captain America into the enemy state. Well, in the year 1972, there's a book called Rambo, and I'm sure you know who Rambo is, and he was a soldier who fought in the war, Vietnam War, come back home and became the enemy of the state once again. And he wasn't even a villain, just like Captain America's not the villain in this movie, but the state makes him the enemy. And then later on, Iron Man becomes more of a statist, right? Like he becomes more part of the state and not really like a good homegrown type of an American person, which is what Captain America is. Captain America is the dream. He's not a real American. There is no American that can live up to what Captain America is, but that's what all Americans are supposed to strive to be. Okay, they're supposed to strive to be Captain America, but that's just not the reality of what we deal with in the world and the way things are in this country now. What you deal with is a bunch of people who are more like an Iron Man, okay? And Iron Man can only beat Captain America.
You can't beat him hand to hand.
Analyze his fight pattern.
Scanning. Countermeasures ready.
Let's kick his ass.
Well, in 1972, they retired the very first AI robot called Shaky. So, I mean, so you got AI, you got robotics, and you got a man who pretty much is merged with the robot. That all goes back to 1972 once again.
Shaky was the world's first mobile intelligent robot, embodying numerous breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, robotics, computer vision, navigation, and other research areas. The robot was developed from 1966 to 1972 by SRI International, then called Stanford Research Institute, and its legacy and impact are still very much alive today.
And later on in the movie, you see this Swiss scientist who actually worked for Germany. He worked for Hydra, and he says that in the year 1972, his body gave out and they had to upload his conscious onto a machine.
Look around you. I have never been more alive. In 1972, I received a terminal diagnosis. Science could not save my body. My mind, however, that was worth saving. On 200,000 feet of data banks, you are standing in my brain.
How did you get here?
Invited.
It was Operation Paperclip after World War II. S.H.I.E.L.D. recruited German scientists with strategic value.
I mean, guys, look, this is all stuff I've been telling you about for a long time, and it's all in one movie in Captain America. And when you even look at the whole Captain America franchise, he's considered the first Avenger, and he's there for Endgame all the way to the end. And what does he do? He goes back in time. How many times I gotta tell you guys that we're in a time hack, right? The movie Captain America is beyond your comprehension. It's most likely far beyond your comprehension that you cannot understand what is going on. You will actually sit there and rack your brain trying to figure out how is it possible that some regular humans could have wrote this script and it would have came out this way. These things happen, guys. It's just the way it is. I know you don't get it. I know you probably don't understand it, but all the evidence is there. It is riddled with the year 1972. They bring up Operation Paperclip in this movie. I mean, it's just like, and I looked on the thing. I just don't have time enough to do more research to get out of this video on what was going on with 1972 and Operation Paperclip. I mean, nothing in this movie has margin for error. It literally was 100% directed to show you what's going on. And it's crazy. I know it sounds insane, but so does the fact that all of that stuff happened in 1972, and here is evidence connecting those years. And if you look at the very last, and I've been telling you guys, the Civil War in this country is coming. In the movie Captain America is telling you this. So the last Captain America movie that was created, the very last final Captain America movie, was Civil War. I mean, they could have ended with any other type of a movie for Captain America. They could have slipped one more film in for Captain America and tried to change it around or do whatever. But to end the last Captain America movie as Civil War, well, that's exactly what Zoloft says.
An empire toppled by its enemies can rise again. But one which crumbles from within, that's dead. Forever.
In the very beginning of the movie Captain America Civil War, it starts off with Bucky, the Winter Soldier, in cryogenics. And it ends, the movie ends with Bucky going back under the ice, back into cryogenics. And incidentally, it ends where he's in Africa. In Civil War, Iron Man says, "Hey, Manchurian Candidate, relax, we have a truce here." Guys, Manchurian Candidate is exactly what the MK Ultra was about. I mean, I don't know. That's exactly what MK Ultra was about. The Manchurian Candidate.
Manchurian Candidate, you're killing me. There's a truce here. You can drop.
Large number of secret medical experiments designed to help win the Cold War. Developing techniques for mind control to create a so-called Manchurian Candidate. What is the extent of these brainwashing experiments? How did the CIA become involved in such far-reaching and disturbing research?
So anyhow, guys, I'm gonna end it here because I know it's a lot of information to take in, but I'm going to be releasing another video that's going to be showing just a bunch of stuff from the 1972 Winter Soldier. And if you can stomach that, go ahead and watch it. It's going to be 12 minutes of some really horrible stories that you're going to hear that actually was released in the year 1972.
Looks like a lot of rats didn't go down with the ship.